Yes, any doubt?
Oh no, sorry, I accidentally clicked on that. Sorry, sir.
Oh, no issues. Okay, so I just want to make sure that all of them are getting this code right. Right, we discussed procedures yesterday. Right, we discussed about procedure print, procedure content, procedure format. Right, what other things we discussed yesterday? Quick overview. Content, sort, format, print. So today we're discussing some more on frequencies, means, and SQL, right? Okay. Everybody is very clear with the title, footnote, label, where conditions, which is mostly used for SQL, right? For many good things. And I'm sure all of you are getting this data, students. All of them, just make sure that you're having the data, students, the code. Yesterday, I think we had this code. And proc contents data equal to students will actually give us a report of the descriptor information, right? That is what we are talking about, the descriptor information about the data, right? About it. And proc sort, right, will give us sorting, right? Help us to sort a particular attribute. So proc sort data equal to the data set, and then out will bring us to the particular output where we wanted to put our sorted data, right? And by will give us which particular attribute we wanted to sort. So about the format, both character and numeric. So character will start with dollar, we'll have W and then a dot. Whereas in numeric, we have format W dot D, right? And I'm sure we also did discuss about the dollar, which we'll be discussing, right? Has it here. So format price $8.2 will give us a specification about how many characters we wanted to put in that particular place, and date will give us the date format like DDYY. And regarding the new STU, right? This is what we want to discuss, right? For those who have a doubt. So new STU is nothing but a variable that we have defined, right? So here we start with proc format. The value is new STU, right? So new STU is a user defined value. So new STU will have one, which is yes, 0 as no, and others as question mark. So whenever you are going to assign a variable to new STU, that variable will actually take this particular format. So in print, proc print options, variable list. So we have no ops, which is nothing but removes observation numbers, right? Which is usually displayed in the left of your report. And label uses a label instead of variable names. So some variable list will actually print sum, right? Like I think yesterday we discussed with the amount paid, right? Some amount paid. So proc print data equal to show and sort variable. What are the variable names? Course, name, ID, new and amount paid, and then we give run. So we are getting this new type of a format, which is actually printed in the data set student sort. So here we are using all those functions that we discussed, and everything we are putting it under proc print. So proc print data equal to student sort label, no ops. So just take note, when we wanted to use labels in our code, please use label, no ops, right? So label, no ops, variable, course, name, ID, new and amount paid, some amount paid, right? So we wanted to have sum of the particular attribute amount paid. So all the values in amount paid will be totaled. And also we have given a condition, right? After sum, we have given a condition where amount paid not equal to dot, right? So if you remember, this dot is usually specified for those labels, right? Or those particular data field which is empty, right? So you would have noticed for character fields, it may be empty, whereas for numeric fields, it is usually put dot, right? That is how we are have to follow. So now here we are giving where amount paid not equal to dot, right? So in our output, you will very well see that those particular observations where there is no amount paid will not be displayed, right? If in case you're going to remove this where amount paid not equal to dot, right? Our function is going to perform without any error, no issues. Only thing is that we may not have a very good looking report maybe because there'll be one particular place which will be empty with a dot. Right? We don't want that, right? So we just want to make sure that all those values that are populated with good numbers are displayed for our output. Right? So we are giving a title, we are giving a footnote, we are giving a label, amount paid as amount paid, ID as student ID, new as student, new student, and format, right? For format, we are giving amount paid to be $9.2, right? So we are able to understand that we are able to give the dollar symbol in that field amount paid. Similarly, new will take the format new STU. So we have already defined new STU. So new STU will replace one with yes, 0 as no, and others with a question mark, right? So hope everybody's getting these values. Anybody having any doubt on this? Okay, Ang is clear. It's clear. I saw somebody having a doubt before. Okay, how about Praveen?
Okay, sir, can follow, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen. Okay, hope everybody is getting it. Okay, so please make sure that if in case you're not getting any output, right, please do put it here so we can discuss, because we also have many experts in our group. Okay, we'll also get their help to get it solved, right? I always emphasize this in all the classes. Okay, so that we are able to clarify, and we are also able to have some sort of an understanding. Okay, some class observation is being done. Okay, hope everybody is clear in this. Okay, so now anybody having any other doubts regarding those things, because these are very essential things which makes it more strong, okay, in your approach when you do more research pertaining to your assignment, right? So by now I believe that all of you would have started your assignment. I've taken a particular data set for your approach, right? Just want to get some feedbacks here. Have you just started with the data set? So please do so. Okay, because for these classes, okay, because I also did check. Okay, if you can just open the Kaggle or any particular open source, get a data set. Please make sure that you start digging with the data set, right? So that you can explore them and start doing it. Okay, good. So I hope everybody's getting this output. So for those who are not shared the output yesterday, okay, please feel free to share it here today, no issues. And I want to just check whether everybody is getting the output. Some may have some errors. So I just want to know what is the error. Is everybody getting the output? Only when you get this output, the other process what we are going to do today will also add more momentum to it. So just everybody just try it, just execute it once again, just check whether you get the answer output. I'll give you another 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, Hang has already got the output. So Ang, you didn't get yes or no, you got only 1, 0 and 2 in your new.
Because I didn't run the format for Stews.
Okay, maybe you can run it now. Just check whether you're getting
Sure.
it. Thank you. Okay, NG is asking for a demo. That's good. That we demo. Okay. So hope everybody is getting this screen. Right. So if in case I'm going to run this program, right, because we already have the program, right, proc print data equal to students label no ops. This particular program, if I'm going to run, it may execute, no issues. Why? Because I already have run this. But if you're going to run this today after you're logged off and logged in, it may not work. It may give you error. Right? What is that? You run this code today. Yesterday it was running, today it was not running. How many of you got that? Why? Because we don't have that particular data in our directory, working directory, right? So what we need to do, we need to once again run that data set, right? So where's our data set? It is here, data. Hope everybody is getting the screen right for more clarity for NG. Is everybody getting this, getting my screen, or are you getting it? Some audio response would be nice. So please block this, run this. Whichever code you want to run, please block that code, run that code. So you'll get the output. For now, you will not get the result. Why? Because it is only the output. If you want to print, only when you print, you will get the output. So how do you print? Proc print data equal to students, right? We already have the code. So just 1 or 2 codes, I just type it once again. Proc print data equal to students. I run this. I'm getting it in the result, right? So for this, I can do my title, footer, and all those things. That's part of our story. Fine. Hope we are having clarity in this, no issues. Okay. Next, there was a question on format, right? So we had this new STU. What is this new format, right? So we need to type that as proc format value equal to new STU, 1 equal to yes, 0 equal to no other question mark. So we need to run this. Right? We will not get any output because we are just specifying a format. Okay. So now we have the format, so it is ready to run and execute. So now we run our proc print. Proc print data equal to students. Label is no ops, no observations. And then we specify the variables which we wanted to populate in our report. Sum, you want to just total the amount paid. We just wanted to make sure that amount paid not equal to dot, right? Just not be there. Only for those amount paid not equal to dot will be specified. If in case I comment this, to comment, I think all of you know the syntax, right? Slash star. Line. Right? So I just put title, put footnote, put a label, amount paid, ID, student ID, new equal to new student. Format is amount paid should be $10.2, new student dot, right? So you can just explore, right? Giving 9.2 or 10.2. Okay, for the sake of clarity, I'm just putting 10 and 9. Just run this, right? I'm getting all sorts of data here, right? So because this particular thing is empty, I know that there are some values missing. So it's fine, but I don't want to have this type of report when I want to show it to my people, right? To my team. So what I do, I just say that I want to sum, right? Only some amount paid, which has all the data, which means that amount should be filled in. It should have some value. So amount paid not equal to dot. Only other conditions will be satisfied, which is not equal to dot. If it is equal to dot, if I put EQ, what will happen? Can I give EQ? Do you have something called EQ? Anybody
Yes,
can?
equal.
Very good. So we're getting it right. So only those without the thing will be populated, but that doesn't make any sense. But we know that we understand that there is a symbol called EQ, right? And we run the code. And we are getting this. Yes, so far is good for NG. Thank you, NG. How about others? Okay, NG is getting 1, 0. So maybe you need to, NGB is fine, NGZ, just try to put 1 and 0 as yes and no, okay, for label purpose. Good. Oh. So what is wrong with your code? Is it you can't get any, still can't get the format? Can you have to put the output lah? Yeah, for proc you didn't put run. For proc no need to actually. That's not actually the thing. Okay. New ST. So what is your answer? Because we need to check your output. What is your output? There's no output at all, or yes, long. What was your output? Because in format you have this mistake. You have to put 1 equal to 0 equal to other equal to, that is 1. But what was your output? Are you getting it now? Okay. So have you corrected it? Yes, correct. Run that first and then you execute this. Good. Okay. So once these things are very clear, right? What will happen is when you go to other definitions, right, you will not have much difficulty and we'll know that where is the errors. That's the reason why I'm insisting that everybody put your hands on system, make it run. Okay, because everyone will be having their own data set to explore, right? And then just to make sure that we are very clear in this concept. Okay. Once again, check everybody's getting it. Good, very good. Now, so we are very clear with proc print, proc content, right? We are also clear with proc sort. We know what to do with proc format. Now we are going with something called as proc frequency, right? So by now we would actually understand, right, these functions that is specified along with a procedure. This function names gives us a clarity about what we want to do in our particular code. So frequency is going to give us the frequency or the counts in the particular data set. So here we're talking about cross tabulation in the sense if in case we wanted to have some sort of a matrix understanding, it is helpful. So I think you know what is matrix understanding, right? X and Y based matrix reading of the values, right? So general form is proc frequency, tables, variable, combinations. Why we put variable combinations, right? Because we set matrix, right? So whether you want to have A cross B or A cross B cross C. Right? It's once again upon how we wanted to explore, right? So these are some formats. Please also do dig deeper because we do have many other formats. Because in case we are starting listing everything in this class, right, we will not have much time to complete all the things because we wanted to make sure that we are giving right focus on the right functions and all the other add-ons. Please make sure that you also do some more study. That's the reason why I also uploaded the particular content in our Moodle, the real, okay, the PDF from SAS. And also yesterday I have uploaded some of the what we call as tidbits, right? Which means that what is really needed with particular procedures for some graphs, right? And also what are some of the frequently used functions in SAS. Okay, so regarding frequency, we can go with options for tables, which means we can use list, which can print result as a list rather than a table. And we can have missing, which includes missing values in a tabulation. So we'll go with one by one. So now we go with proc frequency, data equal to students, tables, course, cross, new. So now with course, what are the new courses under that particular course? What are the new categories under the particular course? So we have three categories, right? 0, 1, and 2. So we are trying to populate them for a better understanding. So this will be helpful when you want to categorize based on a value, right? Can we try that? I want everybody to try this code. Proc frequency, data equal to students, tables, course cross new. For now, no need to worry about these things. Just we don't waste much time typing these things, but I want everybody to type this. Okay, so when you run this, what happens? Proc frequency data equal to students, table, course cross new, run. Right, we are getting it. Frequency procedure, table, of course by new, and then the course, then the new. Right, so the beauty is we get the total and the cumulative ones. Right, is everyone getting this? For those who got it, please Sheraton. Very good. That's really fast. Thank you, Tan. Okay, very good. Is anybody not getting it? Having any doubt? Okay, so please remember each and every procedure, right? Okay, so here I want to once again introduce, because we talk about matrix, right? So maybe you can just play with some more. Okay, what if I want to use another variable, because we are profound with ID, right? So we can just put star ID, right? What will happen now? Okay, what is the interpretation of this particular table? So I'm getting table 1 of new by ID. Course is 221. Another one course is 435. Another one course is 597. Are we able to get this interpretation? Do we find this more relevant to our understanding? Based on the ID, based on the course, and right? Do we get some understanding here? Is it really helpful? Okay, how about others? Everybody getting it right? No issues, right? Okay, very good. So next, proc frequency, data equal to students. Okay, now we're using list, because before we are using tables. Now we are going to use list, where amount paid not equal to dot, right, for those things, and we want to use the format new stu, right? Now how do we do that? Please make sure that tables course stars new, right? You have to just use slash list, right? So what are we getting now? Do we find the difference? Right? What is the frequency? What is the percentage? Right? What's the cumulative frequency and cumulative percentage? Are we getting understanding about the list? How do we use list? Hope everybody is getting this right. No issues. Right? So because we have used amount paid not equal to null and format new stu. Okay. Now we go to the next one. Proc means. Right? It's also a very effective procedure where we wanted to get the average. Right? So proc means produces descriptive summary statistics, often used to output summary data set, alias for proc summary. So general form is proc means options like variable, variable list. Okay. Optional statements, class, variable list, like you can put by. So options can be like proc mean statement, missing, max decimal equal to n from what we call as a number or the number decimal place. Useful for max, min, mean, mode n, mode. So simple syntax is proc means data equal to students, variable, amount, paid. So this will be helpful for getting the mean for that particular data for which particular variable. So variable amount paid, we want the mean, right? So proc means data equal to students, right? Variable, variable name. Is everybody getting this? Okay, so for those who got it, please you can also populate it here. Okay, very good, done. So it's a simple line of code, right? Proc means data equal to student. We just put variable amount paid, run. Okay. I want everyone to try this and get the output. So after this, we can have a break, right? Before going to the next one. So proc means data equal to students, right? So now we are going to have max decimal equal to 2. We want min, max, mean, and sum. Variable is amount paid. Class, course, title, fall quarter registration, footnote, paid registration only, and label amount paid, right? Getting result like this. Why? Because we have mentioned max decimal is 2, right? So it is 0.00. And then we want min, max, mean, and sum. So we're getting min, minimum, maximum, mean, and sum. Right? And we very well use variable amount paid. So that's the reason why analysis is providing us a very reasonable thing with class course. Right? How many of you are getting this interpretation of this particular report? And label amount paid. Very well, we got started getting the results. Very good. Anybody having doubts? Is it clear? Very good. Okay, class, I'm sure all of you progressing well. Okay, so now we'll have the break because I'm happy that all of you are getting this output. So we'll be back at 8:15, right? Okay.
Sir, sorry.
Yes.
For the FRAC procedure, is it the percent is automatically calculated at the chat area? I share you the results. Is it the percent?
Which one? You're talking about
The FRAC procedure. The one that I shared. Sabrina, the last. The third
no,
one.
because everybody's getting the same. Yeah, this one.
No. Yes.
Okay. So what is your doubt?
Is the percent is where is the percent calculated from? The percent.
Okay, so you are actually using the frequency of which particular one?
I'm.
Because I want to see your code lah. That's the reason
Oh.
why we said we need to get interpretation correct.
Okay, hold on. This one. Oh, okay. It's include. Oh, I'm running this code.
Okay.
Oh, so it's included inside the procedure. Frequency procedure, is it? Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, fine, good.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, class. Okay, very well. Please take your break. Refresh. I'm sure all of you are retired. Okay, is it this code? I can share it, no issues. Okay. Thank you, Liu. Yes, of course, it will be uploaded. Because I just wanted to provide you this so that we have some things done. Because it happens. Something is uploaded. Yeah, thank you. So Hope everyone is very fresh. Okay. So we'll have attendance now before we start. It does happen mostly in the online classes. On one thing. Trisha Patel. P1. Mainly to save time. Okay. Later the student will just ask, so I miss my attendance. Attendance is provided, no issues. Part-time, we understand lah. But just make sure that you make good progress. That is very important. Okay, please make sure that your attendance is marked. All Teban,
Yes, I'm here.
only you are the only person to mark present. Okay, Ang, Pao, Lim.
Yes, sir. So I just now signed the attendance rate. I don't know why it's still absent.
Today,
Yeah, just now I just put in the code 091 and then I already signed in, but I still
maybe
present.
refresh and check. Refresh and check it.
Thank you, sir.
So it is updated, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Levin, you're not marking your attendance. Why? Xing Cheng.
Sir, Azrina here, sir. Sorry, I just back from break. Sorry.
No issues. Attendance is marked already.
Oh, Teo King Hong. Yeah, just below Sing. Thanks.
How about Sing? Sing Chong. Sing Chong is not here. Okay. Okay, no ODL. Park. Chuan. Okay. Thank you, Chu Park. Farah is not here. Okay. Discussed these things, right? Oh, everybody is very clear in this. Proc means no issues, right? Okay. Now we'll go to this very interesting one. Proc SQL, right? I'm sure many of you are a favorite of SQL, right? Database scientist. So SQL stands for structured query language, right? And proc SQL allows you to run SQL statements. The general form is proc SQL, right? So we are coming to a very important and a very interesting function SQL. So proc SQL statements, quit, right? So please remember, we don't use run, we use quit. Okay. So proc SQL is an interactive procedure, so can submit more SQL statements. So SQL statements execute immediately, right? So no run is needed, right? So step ends with quit statement, right? Or data or proc if in case we are expecting those things. So here, so if in case we wanted to pick some values from the data, right, we go with proc SQL, right? So proc SQL title, students in course 221. So title says we wanted to use only those students in course 221. So what we do, we select star. When we say star, star will bring us all the attributes, right? All the columns or all the fields, right? So when we have ID, name, amount paid, course, new, we are getting all the attributes listed. From students, what is from? From where we are getting it? Students, nothing but the data set, right? Usually in our database, we used to call student as a table. Here is a table, but we put that as a data set, right? The data. So from students, where clause course is equal to 221. That need to be put in single quotes, right? Close, semicolon, use quit, right? So sure all of you are able to understand this. Those who are new, those who are old, right? No issues, very simple. So select star will give us all the attributes. If in case I want only name, right? And the particular amount paid. So I can just say name, amount paid, right? Because I know that I'm going to get all the course values. If in case I want to once I confirm, then I'll say, okay, I want to get name, amount paid, course. Maybe you can just try, okay, but no need to. You just put select star from students, right? Can we go with this example? Anybody have completed already? I'm sure some of would have completed. Very good, right? So very good understanding. Okay, is anybody not getting it? Anybody new to SQL, or you know have a little bit doubt? Anybody? Is everybody getting it? Okay, please, anybody don't get, please put it here so we can try to do that. We go, okay, maybe I can just. So, okay, how do we start? We start with proc, right? Proc SQL, right? What does we do? Proc SQL, a class. I was thinking somebody will prompt, nobody's prompting. Everybody getting it? No issues then. Okay, how about NG, Praveen, Trisha, Azrina, I'll just wait for another 1 or 2 minutes so that everybody's getting the code. I'm just waiting for some more outputs. So meanwhile, you can explore some other details also. Yes. I'm getting some more outputs. Okay. Noted, Trisha, no issues. Sometimes it may happen because you're working in the cloud. SaaS is working in the cloud sometimes. But SaaS, our SaaS Studio is better. If in case you're using SaaS VIA, it's more towards. So I hope everybody's getting this SQL, no issues, right? So now we go with the output delivery system, right? ODS. So ODS will handle all procedure output. So it's just for getting more clarity or format, okay, in our output. Output formats are called destinations. So many destinations can have HTML, if the default string is SAS 9.3, we can have listing, we have PDF, RTF, PowerPoint, output. So we are not going to discuss everything here. We just want to know that output delivery system is there for getting us good output formats, right? For reporting mainly. So this is how it works. So we have our data from procedure. We can have our table template. We can also have a stale template. So with ODS, we can combine them to get our output, right? So this is how ODS works. So you can still explore them, right? If in case you wanted to get more into reporting, right? For our data preparation, we're not going too much on these types of reportings. We just want to make sure that we are trying to get our data cleaned, right? Data pre-processed and visualized, right? That is what we are trying to do. Okay, but we need to just explore some of the SAS functionalities. That's the reason why we wanted to just say that we have this function called ODS, so output delivery system for reporting. So here output objects like data from procedure can be combined with a template with a stale template and table template, and then output could be. Okay, so this is actually I wanted to put it as a quiz, but just make sure that we're able to understand this. So what one statement is required by all procedures? It's a proc statement, or maybe I can put it in the chat. Right. So we can give the answers. So check that everybody is. What one statement is required by all procedures? Make it fast so we get the other question. Okay, thank you, On. Very good. I'm still expecting some more answers from spectators. Okay. Proc. Thank you. So if in case this font is very big, okay, I will change it to a smaller font. Yes, right. So all of you clear on this. So that is the reason why every time you need to just check that it is in our data set. Very well. Thank you for your understanding. Good. Very well. I appreciate all the answers. Thank you. What does the label statement do? What does the label statement do? So it applies name to a variable, right? Place names to the variable. Thank you. So write a where statement to keep only observations where the variable amount paid is equal to 525. Very well, right? Very nice. So now we have a very good understanding, right? And there is also some discussions going on here. The discussion is whether we need to use quotes or we should not use quotes. Right? Use quotes. We use quotes for characters, right? So the correct answer is without quotes. I appreciate all who has given the answers, because only when we have the answers, right, we can get ourselves clarified, right? So there's nothing called correct or wrong. Right? If in case we have not able to provide that particular correct answer, we just make sure that we understand the correct answer, right? So please, for numbers, do not use quotes. Quotes only for strings or characters. Hope everybody's getting clear idea about when we use numbers and when we use characters. And for numbers, we don't use a quote. If in case you wanted to find a name, right? Adam, David, then we put a quote. We put a quote, right? Okay. Yes. Yes, Praveen, you can use ProcSQL. Yes. You'll use most of the graphs. Yes. You'll use mean. Yes. You'll use print. Use. Yes. Of course, all the things we had discussed, we'll be using it. Thank you. Thank you, Praveen. Because still we need to do some more research on some more things, right? Like how to identify outliers, how to fill in the missing values. Right. So for now, we are able to understand some data that is already in. How are we going to do all the other things that we discussed in the theory? Right. So we are just trying to progress And also that is the reason why I'm insisting on please do the research. Thank you.
Noted, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen. So from Raymond sir, for the statement uppercase or lowercase, this it does not matter. Yes, in SQL it doesn't matter. Sorry, in, in SAS it doesn't matter. When should we use print and when we use proc SQL, since both we can get same result? Very nice question. Who's going to answer this? Thank you. I always appreciate all the questions, right? Thank you for the wonderful question. So when we use proc print and when we use proc SQL. One, it doesn't matter, right? In SAS, it is not a case, but we have some languages which is more serious, right? For Java, of course. Okay, so for the question from ulock. Yes, ulock, okay. Not everything can be done with proc print. Like proc print is helpful, right? Helpful in the sense we wanted to print. Okay, but if in case you want to use SQL, like when you want to use where commands, okay, from selecting from the data set using some where commands, we use SQL. That's the reason why we wanted to use SQL. Right. All the query languages, whenever you wanted to use SQL, you have to use proc SQL, right? You cannot use print. Is it clear, ulock? Are you able to get it? Yes, thank you, Liu Shen. Oh, thank you. ulock is fine now. From Liu Shen E, for the assignment data set, as long we find any data set with missing values, that is like some cells or blank, will do, right? What does will do? Assignment data set, as long we find any data set with missing values. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting it right. Yeah, so if in case you're having a data set with some missing values, right, and then you're using your queries to fill in the missing values, and then you're trying to say that this is what is before, this is now I've filled it, I've cleaned it. Yes. I hope that is the question, right? Illusion. Am I right? Is that the question? Am I giving you the justification? Okay, thank you, Lucian. These questions actually will help others who are having some doubt regarding the question itself. That is the reason why we encourage these things, these discussions. Okay, from Shanti, yes, it is required to specify the source of the data set for the assignment. Is it required to specify the source? Okay, Shanti, it's a very good question. Any good answers? Of course, yes, because we need to know that the data that you're trying to use in the assignment does not have any copyright issues. Even though we are using for academic purpose, we just want to make sure that it is fine. Is it okay, Shanti? Are you able to get it? I think we did list some of the sources, right? We have so much other sources also. Okay, Shanti, are you getting the reply? Are you okay with that? Does that mean need to have proper citation? Of course, yes. Right? for your documentation, please. Okay, please don't plagiarize. Not got copy paste. Okay. Thank you, Shanti, for getting this question now. If in case, right? I'm not sure that I did mention, but I think it should be there in the brief also. Citation references is a must for academics, right? Any document that you submit should always have these things. Whenever you bring out some understanding from any other resource, yes. Thank you. Good. How about others? Is everybody fine? Hope you are having some good discussions here. Thank you, everyone.
So how about the abstract or dummy data? Because I plan to use abstract data set for the assignment.
You mean what type of data set?
Data set that I've created myself.
I'm not sure that will be applicable because you may not really know what is attributes. The reason because only when you get it from a source, we know what are the real intensity of the particular data. Because whenever you get it from Kaggle, also they will be informing you with the valid reasons towards that particular data, the description of the data, right? And also you will have those things which is really missing so that you have profound interest on what you want to do with your data pre-processing set. Okay, so that's the reason why we say that it's good that you give these open sets of data to be used in your assignment. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Because I think we did discuss regarding this. We need to have some thousands, minimum like 4,000 to 5,000 of observations, right? And a minimum of at least 13 to 15 attributes, right? So that gives us the intensity of what we want to do in your assignment lab. Because if it is a very small number of rows and some small number of columns, it doesn't have the intensity of a whole assignment, right? Because what we're talking about is a master's level project, master level assignment. Right. Hope we are having some.
Okay, so if I get it correctly, so it cannot use, meaning we have to use the actual fact data instead of the abstract or some dummy data, right?
Yeah, of course. If in case you say that, okay, this data set is from my company, okay, I'm able to use this because it is from my company, no issues. Because you have the what you call as authority to use it, fine. Right, because it has some a number of observations, a number of rows, records, right? So we get it. From ULOC, I think there is need to be extended data set example from Kaggle, need to specify the source, need to have missing values with plans. Minimum 4 to 5K, minimum 13 to 15 observation, both assignment is insane. Thank you, ULOC. Right. I think we are having some understanding in these terms. If in case these criteria are satisfied by your company observation from your company data set, nobody's going to find fault with it. Right. Hope we are clear in this. Anybody having any doubts, any second thoughts, any discussions? From Praveen, is the scope of research expected for, what is the scope of research? Okay, the scope of research is based on your assignment brief. Okay, we just want to know that you are able to fulfill the activities in the assignment brief. I think more than that. We did list those things to be done in the assignment list, right? Brief. That is a scope. Okay, Praveen. Because we're not asking you to write any new type of a research document or something. Clear, Praveen? Are you able to get it or any other doubts? Thank you, Praveen. So hope we are very clear. We are clear with the data set, right? So if in case it is from open source, fine, yes. If it is from your company, fine, yes, no issues, right? The reason why we say don't use your won't record, right? Just to avoid biasness. Okay. If you want to use dataset from the SAS library, it's a good question. Does it clarify all the data set? But just to take note of, better to avoid that. Okay. So I'm not sure you get all these details there. Okay. Any other thing?
Sir.
Yes.
Okay, so just to be clear, so we don't need to like do any supporting real world research for pertaining the data set, is it?
I'm not sure.
Like to provide some kind of context for the data set, do we need to do that, or we just focus on the data set processing only?
Yeah, we focus on data processing only. We only focus on the what we want to do in the assignment. That's it, nothing else.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Based on the time frame, based on our because we mainly concentrate on our learning objectives, whether we are able to do that.
Noted, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen.
So how about the number of pages or the number of words that we need to write for our assignment? That seems like all is a data processing task.
Okay, I think it is also provided in our brief. Okay, no issues. Okay, because Saturday we'll be discussing on that more intensively, because I did wanted to discuss yesterday or today, but if in case I bring out a new like any previous record, and maybe you may also get some sort of frightened, like, sir, this much of course I don't understand even small lines of code, right? For now, what will happen is you're already exposed to the codes, you know what to write, what to do, right? You are exposed to me, you're exposed to SQL. These things will give us some sort of a grip on what you want to do, right? That's the reason why previously we had only mainly theory classes. Now we are concentrating on the lab details. Okay, and even today now, before finishing, I'll be uploading one particular document, and I'll be waiting along with you to do some more activities. I'm expecting you to do it now and give us the result here. Right. If in case we are completing that, that is actually what we call as read, observe, do. Nothing more. Read, observe, and do. Right. Once you start doing that, right, you'll get more clarity into the subject. That I'm going to be with you for now for another 20-30 minutes, right, to make you feel, right, what are the other things we can do, or most of the things we discussed, no issues, but there are some more functions, some more things that we can add on, because we know that it's not the function that we have discussed so far, right? There are some other add-ons to it. So I just wanted to make you explore them right now, right? And do also take note of those documents I have given to you, and also that is put in the Moodle, right? Okay, fine. Now, there are some 1 or 2 more questions we discuss right before going to our activity for today. Oh, we are doing the activity, but yes. Okay. List 3 pieces of information you could find in output from proc contents. What are the 3 pieces of information you could find in output from proc contents? Are you getting the question? I'm sure you'll be taking the help of SAS, no issues. Please execute it and check it out. Yes, thank you, no, Sabrina, but it will be better if you type it. The reason so that we don't forget. Very simple. Okay, when you type, we activate our elasticity, right? Our neurons, so it makes it more lasting life. Okay. Thank you for the kind inputs and outputs. Sure, many of them are very well, right? Doing good progress, good progress. Really appreciate. The class. So which one procedure requires a by statement? Which one procedure requires a by statement? Very good, right? So we have many experts here. Thank you. Answer is proc sort, right? Proc sort, procedure sort. Very good. Thank you. What value is always smallest in sort order? Okay, very good. Yes, right. Very good. Usually called as a missing or a null value. Good, fine. Name a procedure you could use to produce counts. Name a procedure you could use to produce counts. Very well, good. Very good understanding. Right. You can use proc frequency or means. Right? Good. Hope everybody's getting it right. Anybody having any doubts, issues? It's a very simple question. What does ODS stand for? What does ODS stand for? Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Very good insight. Just give your output, right, as a one-line statement, or maybe use a formula. How ODS work? In case remember how ODS work? Okay, fine. So you remember the formula? We have the data and then you have the template. Yes, very good, right? Data from procedure, table, template, and state template. Thank you, very good. So once we understand these things, right, we don't forget. Right, so we also will have an understanding that okay, we have some grip on this particular tool. Right? So this becomes the most what we call the widely asked question, right? Whenever we talk about these things. Okay, very good. Okay, so give me 2 minutes. Okay, I'll upload this PowerPoint so that you can also just check once again all the details. Very good question, Liu, right? I really appreciate. Something like this, but not the same question. Usually we don't ask codes. Okay, we don't ask codes in the exam, right? But maybe something like similar to these things, like what you have learned in your class lectures, those things. Nothing to worry about test or assignment. Only thing we need the periodic process, progress, and research. That's it. Right? Just make time to go through what we discussed and make time, just time to observe the tasks, right? Just how you can answer the tasks, what type of codes you can use. Because nowadays, I'm sure all of you know that from where you can take the chunk of a code, nothing big about it, but how are you going to use it, right? How are you going to justify that? That is what is very important. Okay, so you can download this and just do some activity on that, no issues. Okay, so this is our activity. Okay, what I wanted to do, and I want everyone to explore. This is a very good workshop. We call this as a workshop because this gives us an introduction to SAS for data analysis, right? To make sure that we are having a very clear approach on what we want to do with our data. So far, we are having some sort of an understanding about how SAS works, right? SAS functionalities as such. What are we trying to do with SAS as such, right? So now we are bringing a clear idea about what are the other charts, graphs, right? Plottings we can do, visualizations we can make, okay? Data analysis as the core activity with SAS, right? I hope everyone will really try to do each and every activity, right? The reason why I'm insisting this because it is the real reason, right, why we wanted to do this particular module as such, right? As a data management, right? We concentrate on any one particular tool as such, okay, and try to gain more momentum into our data analysis path. So we start this, okay, and we try to exhaust it as faster and as quicker as possible, right? So most of the things we have discussed, some of the things we will explore it here, okay, with understanding what we have done, which makes it more easier to dive and dig deeper. So this is what the content, what is SAS, what can I do with SAS, finding SAS. This is one particular workshop that we are using, okay, for what I'm using from SAS. Okay, so SAS coding and syntax is where we start, right? Getting data into SAS, statistical analysis using SAS, or a working data set, research questions using SAS to get the result. Okay. So all these things we have discussed, no big issues in these things. So this is just about intro part. This is mainly from SAS University Education, right? Edition. Okay. Because we are official partners, we are good to use this, no issues. So SAS coding and syntax is where we are starting. We are sure we know all these editors, log details, output details, result explorer, and all those things. Okay, so we start with this. Okay. For most there are codes, for some there are no codes. Okay, for those things I can help you out, no issues. Right, but I want to make sure that we are exploring all the programs as early as possible. Right, so my target is finishing this 67 pages within this week because we have today it's finished because we are almost completing our class for today, right? And please take rest. Please just recap what we've done for today before you go sleep. And I just want to make sure that when you do Saturday, when we revise, when we start discussing about our assignment, I just give you some idea about how to do your assignment, right? And please take note, we don't encourage sitting side by side when doing assignment, which means that don't bring out your data set to ask, okay, can I use this particular code for here? Okay, those things we don't encourage because we know that it is the marking criteria that we are talking about. But saying so, we are trying to discuss each and every activity, what we want to do, right? What are the things we want to do in that particular assignment? What are the ways we can do it? So all those things we will be discussing. So that is to make sure that we are able to understand the intensity of our assignment and how we are going to do it, and how that we are able to cover all the objectives that we wanted to do, right? So am I clear, my dear class? Are we in line? Are we in terms?
So are we going to cover some of the syntax like if statement, looping, and also macros? in the future classes?
Okay, that is really not necessary for macros as such. Okay, if in case you wanted to introduce macros, fine, no issues. But for now, we don't want to go deep into macros. But yes, for other loop things, we will just inherit as we use. Okay. Okay, on.
Thank you, sir. Noted.
And even if in case you remember yesterday, the crash happened mainly because of macros.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. That's the reason why sometimes we don't complicate some things because of these cloud-based nature softwares, right? Okay. But we do understand that what are the things we need to do. We'll try to complete those things in very fashionable and integrated way. Yes, any other doubts? Are we clear in this? Any doubts? Any clarifications needed? Okay, all is fine. So maybe we can get some replies in chat. So far, no doubts. Thank you, Praveen. Okay, good. Thank you, Kong. Fine. So I'm sure all of them are. Okay, so program one, right? So here we're starting with composing a program. So SAS requires the complete model. So I just wanted to just go through as we move. Don't jump. Please don't jump pages, right? We will start from page 8 because that is where we want to do all the programs, right? It is just an activity because I think what we done so far, it is a lab activities. What we are doing now is class activity. It's like tutorial, right? So this tutorial is all about, I want you to do these things, right? So we're just starting today. Some of these activities, total activity, we'll still do it on Saturday and some Sunday so that we complete all these things. So that we are having complete discussion on the things to be done in data analysis as such. Okay, so first one, the SAS requires that a complete module of code be executed in order to create and manipulate data file and perform data analysis. So in general, first a data file must be created using a data step. So we just start with this particular activity. So we use the data step, data first data. So data first data is your data file, data set. Input y, data lines is 2, 5, 9, 9, 10, 11. So what is it? We are having only one variable y and we're having a number of observations. So run this program. Are we getting it? 2 minutes or 1 minute is okay. Can we get the outputs? I want the output la. So the next program is based on this. So you make it fast. So we clear off those things. Oh, if I'm going very fast, please slow me down because these things are very simple, right? Anybody who's having any doubts, so please. Are we okay? Getting it? Please download the file which I have uploaded now so that you can also have it in your side. So you can refer it and write the program, just type it and get the output. Good. Okay, very good. So we are able to do this, right? We are able to create a first data. So this first line opens the data step and names the file. So input statement specifies the variable data line. So we have a clear understanding of this, no issues. So we submitted the code, we have run the code, we got the output. Right? So you can see how fast we are going, right? Very fast, right? So you can just read this for your review or understanding, right? Okay. Program 2. Proc print data equal to first data run. How fast are we getting this output? I'm sure it's child's play. Just motivating you to read this file PDF. Thank you everyone. I really appreciate. Everyone is getting the print, no issues, right? Okay. Next, program 3. What are we trying to do here is, so we have the result already displayed. Now suppose we want, or we would like to compute summary statistics, right? Summary statistics and construct plots. So we are moving into some more updates on our procs, right? So we remember how many procs are there in versions from 93 to 200 plus, right? So we are getting exposure to some more procs procedures. Summary statistics and construct plots. There are several procedures that can do this, but we illustrate here with univariate procedure. Note that here we have specified 2 options in the proc univariate, right? So the plot option requests common univariate plots be output. So here we are going to use proc univariate plot data equal to first data. What is the variable? Y, because we have only one variable y. Variable y run. Run this, get the output. What output do we get? What are we getting? What are we understanding? What is it the conclusion, the justification we get? Getting some sort of an understanding about proc constant, right? Proc content, proc univariate. So we need to just try to give your understanding in a way. So you can very well display. You can get the statistic detail. That is what is very important here. The mean, standard deviations, variance, mode, the quantiles. You will be using quantiles in a very efficient way when you want to go with the outliers. Right, you have to have a good idea of outliers, right? So for that, this is a very efficient way, right? Is everyone getting this? Can you please browse down, right? So you are getting it. Right, okay. Thank you, my dear students. Okay, thank you, my dear class. So I hope I have given the initiative, the motive, right? So please just try. Okay, I'm expecting something around. We are here now. We can complete until program 12. Right? To complete program 12 or 10, at least minimum 10 for Saturday. So because once again, I'll be giving some details for Sunday. So if in case you complete more, no issues because we'll be discussing anyway. So when I'm just saying this program and you already have the program saved, you can just output, you can just show me the screen saying that this activity is already done. We are having good understanding. So we know what are we doing in SAS. Because I just want to make sure that we are doing it parallelly. Right. And I want everyone to do it. Right. Because even if 100 students are going to give their output this chat, the chat will not full. Don't worry about the memory. Okay, everybody can put the chat. We put your output here in the chat. It's recorded. That's what is very important. It's recorded. We have the details, right? And we'll be happy that everybody's participating here in the tutorials, and we are also having a good understanding of what we are trying to do. That's what is very important. Is it clear, my dear class, my dear students, my dear people?
Sorry, sir. Can I ask you one question? If you
Sure.
refer to the chat there, Shinyi just posted the second last chart. There's a bar plot. How to interpret the bar plot?
Okay. We'll have a discussion on that. No issues. Okay, because in here we are need to understand about these things like box costs. Okay, and also about the different types of outliers. Whether it is a lower outlier or higher outlier, all those things. Okay, we'll have a discussion on that. No issues.
Thank you, sir.
With this 2 or we just have very few minutes, right? 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, we don't want to go deep into that and elongate this for today. We can discuss it, no issues, because that's a very interesting one and also a good thing to know. But just make sure that you're trying to go through these pages, right? Don't just wait for our next class. Just make sure that you progress, right? Just try to understand the program. Just try to explore them. Just execute it. Okay, you'll have some good understanding because already we have the basics, right? So you'll have some understanding. What is it? What type of error can happen? Why it's happening? All those things you will try to understand, because the more you understand, only the better you have the grip on it. So once you are also having this understanding, though, we can have a good discussion now. Because for our thing, I think we discussed the we have two-way communication. It becomes more easy, profound, everything. Okay. Okay, class. I think I have given direction to move for our next class. So we have some activities to do. Please find some time, maybe tomorrow and maybe on Saturday morning, because our class is on Saturday too, right? Okay, I want to know just if anybody is coming on Saturday to campus, so that I may need to come to campus, or I can just do it online. Is anybody coming to campus on Saturday? Because even today or yesterday, nobody was here, right? So nobody's coming on Saturday, on Sunday, right? To campus? Is anybody? No. Nobody's coming. Me too online, me too online, me too online. Nobody's online, fine. Because in the chat there was only one saying that want to come in person, but I don't see it. They didn't put the name there. Okay, so and I'm the only one in this whole floor. But even though I'm in the secure place, right? Because I just need to use my card to come inside. No other others can be accessing without the master's security room inside. No issues. But anyway, yes. What is the question? Ranjit, what is the question? Online, but I have this question. Yes. Oh, okay, maybe I didn't ask the question. Is it? I have a question for assignment. If we get the data set from Kaggle, wouldn't we get plagiarized? Yes, that's the reason why I didn't. Oh, from Kaggle, no. You not get any plagiarism for the data set, because data set you're not going to put it in the Moodle, right? You're only using the data set for your exploration. Whatever code you're going to use, whatever the output, whatever the thing you're going to use screenshots. Screenshots is not going to be plagiarized. Am I right? Are we getting it? Kranjit Kaur? Okay, thank you. Okay, so I understand that nobody's coming on Saturday to campus and Sunday to campus, right? So we agree on for this Saturday, Sunday, but just let me please keep me posted if in case Wednesday anybody's coming online or campus, because I saw that there are some people interested to come to campus on Wednesday, maybe for this what we call as the weekend fully online. Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, class, if everything is fine, thank you one and all. Okay, I'm very happy to save petrol. Yes, save the environment lah, green lah. Okay, thank you, Ang. Thank you, everyone. Okay, thank you for the good discussions. Right. Hope you enjoyed our class.
Thank you,
Good day.
sir.
Good night. Be safe. So I stop the recording.
Sir, I need help on the attendance.
Sorry.
I need help on the attendance. I'm not able to sign in just now.
I think we did attendance. So is it for?
I'm not able to sign in just now, sorry.
Okay, are you part of the part-time or ODL?
Not ODL, the part-time.
No issues. Oh, okay.
Yeah, second one, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, no issues.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, we stop the recording now.